WWE's booking of Sami Zayn has been exposed. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what they're doing and why you need to pay attention to it, because I think it shows a bigger picture and it tells a larger story. Because look, Sami Zayn is one of the key guys in WWE, not even on Monday Night Raw, in the entire company. Now, granted, he is used on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown when he is used with the Bloodline storyline, right? Whenever he needs to be gripped in by the Usos and Roman Reigns as they continue their fight with the new Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jinder Fatu, and the Tongas. That was on display as recently as Survivor Series and War Games, right? He came back, he aligned with those guys, and they went over the evil heels, right? Now, on Monday Night Raw, it's interesting because Jey Uso's kind of in the same predicament of, okay, they have this feud on SmackDown with the new Bloodline, but then on Monday Night Raw, they have to do something. And so, as recently as Saturday Night's main event, Sami Zayn, well, he's been in a feud with Drew McIntyre, and that feud is carrying on over into the new year. And what is interesting about this feud is you have, in my opinion, two top-tier guys. Obviously, Drew McIntyre is a bigger star than Sami Zayn, not only from a fan perspective, but also a company perspective. Heck, he is a former WWE champion and is coming off the heels of feuding with CM Punk. And whenever you have a multi-month feud with someone, you need the loser to rebound, and they've used Sami Zayn as the rebound for Drew McIntyre, whether you think that's right or wrong. So they've used him to get Drew back in the swing of things, get back into the motion, and more importantly, get that momentum. Now, for Sami Zayn fans, you can appreciate the fact that, okay, they look at Sami Zayn as a guy that can get the job done. They can get Drew McIntyre back on track by beating Sami Zayn. But if you're also a Sami Zayn fan, and I include myself in this regard, I also want to see him succeed. I want to see him thrive. I want to see him win championships and feuds and become a top tier guy. And that leads us to today's video, because I believe that the booking of Sami Zayn is a perfect example of WWE looks at him as a utility guy that puts over top tier stars over. This Drew McIntyre feud is case in point. They needed someone for Drew to rebound over. They needed a good worker and a fan favorite. Well, Sami Zayn checks those boxes. He also checks the box that they view him as a upper card talent, but they don't view him as a main eventer, right? Sure, he dethroned Gunther as the Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania, and sure, he had a multi-month run as champion. But when the time came, it was Sami Zayn who put over Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker used the credibility, the name, the star power of Sami Zayn to not only win the Intercontinental Championship, but also set himself up in kind of a launching pad, if you will. And so you go and you look at the Braun Breaker feud. Well, Sami is a launching pad for Braun Breaker's next level in his career. Well, Drew McIntyre, he needs a rebound. He needs a win. Well, we're going to use Sami as a launching pad. And if you go back and you look at the history, the career of Sami Zayn in WWE, that's exactly what he has been able to do. You go back even further to his NXT days. What did they do to establish Kevin Owens? They used Sami Zayn, right? Kevin Owens, he came in. I think he beat Juice Robinson in his main event, or his WWE debut. Someone will correct me down in the comments below. But anyways, so he attacks Sami Zayn later that night, right? He turns his back on him and he attacks him. And what did that do? Well, they used Sami Zayn to get Kevin Owens over as a vicious, despisable heel, right? This evil character who will go through anyone, including his good friends, to get what he wants. And so I could rattle off various scenarios in this video, but you get the gist, right? He's a utility player. He's a launching pad guy. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not really, really popular. He is. He's one of WWE's most popular stars. He's also one of their best talkers, best characters, and best in-ring guys that they have on Monday Night Raw and in the entire company. But I also think you have to look at it like this, and I've touched on this in the past when I talk about Sami Zayn, because I have to check myself, right? It's very easy to come on here and go, okay, well, WWE, they just they won't do anything with this guy. Why won't they do this? Yada yada yada. And I think you also have to play on the flip side of that of like, why are they not doing that? Why are they not making Sami Zayn a main event guy? Why are they not making him a WWE champion, a world heavyweight champion? And I've always stated that, well, yes, he's been in WWE and world heavyweight championship situations. Most notably last year, Elimination Chamber in Canada, going up against Roman Reigns. What a ovation when he came out. What a pop. He's been in those moments, but there's a difference between being in those moments and being a main event guy. Drew McIntyre, main event guy. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Roman Reigns, John Cena. You go down the list. If you take a piece of paper and you split it down the middle, right? And on one side you have all those names in which I just listed. Do you put Sami Zayn's name in that same category, or do you put him over with the likes of like a Jey Uso and others, right? Where they're not main event talent yet, and maybe they won't ever be main event talent, but they're right there on the borderline. But would you say Sami Zayn's on the same level as a Gunther? No. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, right? You wouldn't do that. Well, why wouldn't you do that? In my opinion, my theory is because he does not fit what Triple H's mold of a WWE champion is. He didn't fit the mold of what a WWE champion is for Vince McMahon when he was head of creative before Triple H took over in the summer of 2022. And if you're not someone that fits that mold, if you're not someone that fits the criteria of the booker, well, you're out of luck. You're in a situation in which you can't overcome. You can work your tail off and you can cut the best promos and you can work on the best story arcs and character arcs and you can have the best matches every night. But if the booker does not see you in that light, then you have a problem. You look at, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan. It took the fans rallying behind him to change the booker's mind. You look at Kofi Kingston and Kofi Mania in 2019. The fans had to rally behind him. Unless it's a situation like that, I don't know if Sami Zayn will ever be world champion. And the longtime viewers will know this. I think Sami's going to get... I think there's a shot. I'm not confident in this shot, but I think there's a shot that he can become WWE champion one day. But I also think it's going to be a situation which, kind of like a Kofi Kingston, where, yeah, he's WWE champion, but they don't view him as a main event guy. They don't view him as the guy. It's kind of like an appreciation token of like, thanks for your hard work. Here's the WWE championship for a few months. You're a transitional champion. Just saying.